Remember the alamo, I'm Paul. Welcome to Stuff's Happening, the 4-minute show about the stuff you should know about. That's right, even Americans being 36% more poor than we were a decade ago. But first, we've got stuff in gaming. EA announced a subscription plan that's borderline worthless. That's right, it's a $5 a month all-you-can-play gaming plan, but they're only offering a couple of their older games. Battlefield 4, great game, you've probably already played it. Also Madden, last year's version, FIFA, last year's version, and Peggle 2. Yes, a critically acclaimed game, but it's Peggle 2. Now, Sony went out and made a statement saying that they had a chance to become involved in the plan, but they said they didn't want to. They didn't believe gamers should already pay $5 more for another subscription plan. Gamestop, your favorite game store you love to hate, is launching a thumbprint scanning program. Basically, in order to trade in a video game, you need a thumbprint. Interesting enough, this is only within inner city Philadelphia GameStop stores right now, not suburban stores. Turns out in 2009, there was a poster on the internet which guarantees that this is true, saying that they also had their thumbprint scanned, and that this is actually a thing. Well, fire in the hole, it's time for politics. Okay, so there's about 60,000 illegal immigrant children that are unaccompanied that'll be entering the United States this year. Barack Obama proposed a $3.7 bill to give them health care, lawyer fees, also to help cover education. The Senate proposed a $2.7 bill along the same lines, but it came up 10 votes short. The Republicans are trying to pass a bill that'll raise $627 million in funding, but will also restrict the President of the United States from passing any type of legislation on himself, mainly work permits and also any deferred action programs. Finally, as reported earlier, and something you know all too well, Americans, according to a recent study, are 36% more poor than in 2003. Why? Well, the average American household was worth $86,000 in 2003. Now it's around $56,000 and change. What happened is that the housing bubble burst, and basically everyone's value or what they owned, which was primarily their house, went down. Meanwhile, the 95th percentile saw a 14% increase in their worth between 2003 and 2013. Why? Well, not because God just loves them and hates you, but because they had other assets besides their house, stocks, what have you, that weren't as affected as when the housing market fell through. Finally, we've got stuff in sports, batter up, stuff and things, that's right. A little girl ran onto the field during a Miami Marlins Cincinnati Reds game. It's the first time a little girl ran onto the baseball field since Alex Rodriguez suited up for the Yankees in 2013. The NFL has finally banned trash talking. No, I'm not making this up. A new rule was put forward officially announcing a zero-tolerance policy towards racial slurs, homophobic slurs, and anything of the like. Obviously, which is a very good thing, it's overdue. However, as part of this rule in the fine print, which nobody really seems to be talking about, is the fact that they also have a zero-tolerance policy towards verbal abuse, i.e. trash talking if a referee so deems it as such. Finally, horrible news, one of my favorite NBA players and probably the best forward in the game, not named Kevin Durant, Paul George, small forward for the Indiana Pacers, suffered a broken tibia. Now, sports journalists, instead of just covering the injury, are making a story out of the story and saying that the stanchion, which turns out is what the pole is called that a basketball hoop stands on, was too close to the court. They're saying it was 3 feet 11 inches. Oddly enough, members of the media did not point out that their other esteemed colleagues, cameramen, journalists, and the such, are even closer to the action and are just as likely to cause an injury. Well, that's all the stuff we've got for this week, but be sure to check out stuffshappening.com. It's where all these stories originated. Like, subscribe to this channel, and comment on this video. And check back next week when we once again will have more stuff. And things. Other things. I'm back.